Oh, Jam! Hello again! And welcome to this pack opening thing that I'm doing for the Grand Tournament. The real world has kept me unable to do this for a couple days. I wanted to do this as soon as these opened, but I was in a car on the way to somewhere far away. So, and I got home late. Whatever, doesn't matter. What does matter is that now I'm here. I have 3,000 gold stored up, which is good for 30 packs of the Grand Tournament. So I'm gonna buy up 30 packs of the Grand Tournament. Kinda hurts to see this much gold just up and disappear, but it's for the best, because I want new stuff. So here we go. Look at all that. Just look at it. Buy. Alright. So I'm gonna open these packs and review some cards while I'm at it. I couldn't afford the 50 packs for 50 bucks thing because I don't have 50 bucks to burn. So, sorry.
Prepare yourself for a day of the most impressive jousting, eye-popping sideshows, and the mightiest combat you've ever encountered.
Thank you, narrator guy. First pack legendary, baby! Well, we gotta start with these. So, first common, Dalaran Aspirant. Inspire, gain spell damage +1. So 3/5 for 4, that's good. Spell damage isn't really relevant at the moment, but it's entirely possible that it will be because of this guy. I don't know. Mage also has a mage card, by the way. Mage also has that other spell that gets double bonuses from spell damage, but even so, I don't think the Inspire will matter much. But the 3/5 for 4 makes him perfectly fine for Arena. So that's a thing. How about you? Refreshment Vendor. Another 3/5 for 4 that restores 4 health to each hero. I honestly think this guy's probably going to see some play. Again, he's fine for Arena because 4 health doesn't really matter much in Arena because you're winning on tempo, not on aggro, most of the vast majority of the time. But I think he might have a little bit of constructed playability just as a quick buffer. I don't know, I'm just talking out my ass, really. I just think he's cool because he throws carrots at everyone. Let's just go with that. How about this? Murloc Knight. This thing is going to be killer in Arena. I, personally, am going to throw this in my mid-range Paladin deck and see how it works. Murloc Knight is a 3/4 for 4 that when you inspire, you get your 1/1 Silverhand Recruit and another dude. And he might even summon another Murloc Knight. You never know. So, yeah, I think this is amazing, and I really can't wait to throw it in and try it out. How about my rare? Polymorph Boar. Summon a random Huffer. So yeah, it's just what it says. It's another mage card. Transform a minion into essentially a Huffer. It's not a Huffer, it's a different boar. It's this boar right here, actually. But still, it's got aggressive uses. It's got defensive uses. Yeah, it's a floor wax as a dessert topping. I'm happy to have one. I'm going to try it out in my Tempo Mage deck and see how it works. I don't believe I got a legendary in the first pack. Let's see who it is. Bam! Legendary. It's a Varian Wren. One of the cards that everyone is claiming is going to be amazing. Why, thank you, Jacob. The metagame has had a day and a half now to shake out, so I don't know if they were right, but on sheer power level, 7/7 for 10 mana, you draw 3 cards. Any of those that are minions pop right onto the battlefield. It's, on naked power level alone, it's pretty good. I don't know if it will actually slot into any decks. I'm almost certain it's going to be another finisher for, like the Control Warrior. Somebody I was talking to, which I can only assume would be XL, because I don't talk to anyone else about Hearthstone, really. I think it was XL, or Manapool fans know him as Squanto. He seems to think that this will be the finisher that Grim Patron decks need, or not need, but can use in case they whiff or they manage to not win using Grim Patrons and Frothing Berserkers. This is a nice little at the end. I don't know. That might not have been him. Like I said, I can't remember who else I'd been thinking. I just know I'm happy to have it, and I'm going to give him a shot at some point. I could probably build a Wallet Warrior deck now. I think. Back in the day when I wanted to build one, I didn't have the means. But now I'm pretty close. I don't have a Grommash, and I think that's all I'm missing. So I might do that. Alright, awesome first pack. Ooh, we got an epic and a rare. Alright, what's this? Ice Rager. Ice Rager is just a poke fun at the Magma Rager, which is a 5-1 for 3, which is terrible. 5-2 for 3 it's better than terrible, but it's still really bad. So we'll just ignore him. North Sea Kraken. Derp derp. I think for budget control players, I think this is awesome. If you really want to build some sort of control deck, but can't afford the big, huge legendaries that are expensive, I think this guy's going to be sweet. I also think in Arena, it's almost an auto pick. Like, I can't think of what else. Maybe Force Tank. I think I would rather have a Force Tank Max just because it can take 2 hits. But other than that, I don't know what other big-ass common you would want to be the absolute top of your curve than something that shoots something for 4 when it shows up. So yeah, I like this guy for Arena, and like I said, for the budget players, I think he's pretty sweet. Rare is a Savage Combatant. Druid card when you inspire. Inspire, by the way, means use your hero power, in case you didn't know that. When you use your hero power, you get +2 attack. So now you're getting 3 attack and 1 armor instead of 1 attack and 1 armor, and that's pretty sweet. He's also a 5/4 for 4 beast, which is a, what's it called? Lost Tall Strider. So, yeah, I think he's fine. Again, in Arena, this is sick, because now your face does 3 damage instead of just a measly 1 plink plink. That's pretty awesome. What's our epic? I'm dying to know. It's a Recruiter. I don't know how I feel about this guy, but he's a 5/4 for 5, which is not great, but not bad. And when you inspire, you get a 2/2 Squire, and if it's the same Squire from Silverhand Knight, I think that's a 2/2 for 1. So, yeah, that's, I don't know, man. It's a 2/2 for 1 that goes to your hand, but it gives you lots of 1-drops to do stuff with, so, like, maybe Rogue for Edwin Van Cleef? That seems kind of silly. That seems completely silly. Or Knife Jugglers? I don't know, man. I haven't thought this through. This is all off the cuff. I've prepared nothing, so I don't know. I will give him a shot in a deck that I think needs some cannon fodder, I guess, and see what happens. Whatever. 2 rares. 3 rares in this pack. Awesome. Totem Golem. I don't know if he's as great as everyone seems to think, but he is a 3/4 for 2, but he overloads you for 1 next turn. So if you play him on turn 2, it means you've only got 2 mana again next turn, which isn't great, but it's not that bad. And it leaves you with a 3/4, which beats the hell out of all the other 1 and 2 drops. So I think he's fine. I think he's cool. He might give Shaman that edge that everyone hopes he will to actually become viable again. Lance Carrier, unlike the Abusive Sergeant, this lasts. This is +2 attack forever. It's not just until end of turn. But then he is a 1/2 for 2. So if you've got another dude out, he's a 3/2 for 2, which is fine. If you don't have another dude out, he's worthless. So I don't know. I think he'll be used as the middle ground between the Abusive Sergeant and the Dark Iron Dwarf for giving something +2 to attack with. Face decks might like him because it's a permanent buff. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. What's this rare? A Golden Wormrest Agent. This is a priest. Oh, it says it right there. Look at that. It's a priest card. If you're holding a dragon, it gains +1 attack and taunt, so it becomes a 2/4 taunt for 2 mana, which is really good. They're really trying to make Dragon Priest a thing, I guess. Like, it showed up briefly when Blackrock Mountain came out with the Twilight one, the 2/1 that sucks. It could be a 2/3 if you're holding a dragon. So I don't know. I got nothing. It remains to be seen. In gold, it's pretty, at least. That's pretty cool. Rare. Mulgor's Champion, an 8/5 for 6 with the weird ogre thing, 50% chance to attack the wrong enemy. I think he's kind of bad. Like, it's the 5 toughness. If he was, you know, a 7-6, he'd be amazing because 6 is hard to deal with. But 5 is not so hard to deal with. So I think that makes him kind of lame because if he misses and hits the wrong thing, he might just die. And he costs 6 it's a bit expensive to just die. But then again, he might just bypass the taunt to clock your opponent for lethal. I don't know. I got nothing, man. I guess if you need a big beater budget-wise, then, you know, go get him. What's this rare? Armored Warhorse. We saw him in the Joust deck in the last Tavern Brawl. 5/3 for 4. Not bad. Battle Cry. If you win the Joust, he gets Charge. Like, he's great because he can just up and knock out an opponent's Sludge Belcher, which is huge when they drop a Sludge Belcher at an inopportune moment for you. But if he doesn't get Charge, he can't just knock out a Sludge Belcher, and he just sits there, and then they kill it with something else, so you can't kill a Sludge Belcher. So, I don't know. The Joust deck in the Tavern Brawl was set up to where you're going to win a good chunk of the Jousts, because the deck was a little more top-heavy than the Mage deck. I don't know, man. It depends on how you build the deck. You can't... Joust works well for not aggro, because if you have a deck that's really aggressive, you have lots of low drops, and you're not going to win that many Jousts. So I guess it's more for like mid-range and control-y type decks, but if that's the case, there's probably something better that's definitely got Charge. I don't know, man. I'm not sold on this guy. At least he's a beast. That's a thing. He'll pop out of web spinners. That'll be cool. Silverhand Regent turns everyone's 3/3 for 3, turns everyone's hero power into their hero power plus Paladin. Seems fine. I like it. Fearsome Doomguard, a 6/8 for 7. I don't care about this guy at all, except that this is now a possibility to jump out of a Bane of Doom, and that is going to be the hotness when that happens. Other than that, whatever, he's a big, stupid guy. Whatever. 6/8 for 7 isn't great, but you know what? It's not bad either. Captured Jormungandr, this is the same thing. I can't wait to get one of these from a web spinner and just drop it with a thud on the table to scare my opponent. But other than that, I'm not going to put him in a deck. I think in Arena he's amazing, though, because the 9 ass is so hard to kill. And Argent Lance is terrible. It's just a 2/2. And if you win the Joust, it's a 2/3. I mean, if you're building a Paladin deck, there's probably better weapons to put in that do more different things. In Arena, I guess it's going to depend on what your other rares are, because it's not that great. I don't think it's terrible. It's just, it's miserably boring, you know? What do we have here? Ooh, another epic. All right, what's this? Bear Trap. Oh my god, I love Bear Trap. I said this in the Tavern Brawl video, the Brawling with Buddies, but it did for Ironfur Grizzly what Light of the Naru has done for Light Wielder. It's made the creature part of the spell, and the spell is really useful. So now this is really useful in that it's an Ironfur Grizzly for 1 less that pops out, and it makes your opponent go, oh, what kind of trap is that? It's a Bear Trap. So, I think this is really cool, and I really think this is going to see some play. I'm going to put it in at least 1 copy in my mid-range Hunter deck and see how it works. Demon Fuse. The give your opponent a mana crystal is rough. I think this is one of those, you should use it if it's going to win you the game. Doomguard, Demon Fuse, swing for 8, win the game. I don't know, man. It's essentially a 3/3 with charge that gives your opponent a mana crystal for 2, but you have to have a dude out. I don't know. I don't like it. Tuskar Totemic, a 3/2 for 3 that gives you a random totem. That's the 4 from the hero power. The Totem Golem, Mana Tide, Vitality, Flame Tongue. Is that all of them? I think it's all of them. I like this guy, and he's a cute little walrus man, but I think this might be what Shaman needs, because sometimes you'll just get the totem you need, and it'll be amazing, and other times it's just another dude for them to hit and leave you alone. Astral Communion. I saw a turn 1 Astral Communion in a Trollden video this morning. Coin, Innervate, Astral Communion. Next turn, they drew Ysera and played it on turn 2. But other than insane things like that, I honestly don't know. I got nothing. It gives you 10 full mana crystals, but you have to discard your hand. Like, the earlier you play this, the better, and eventually it turns into crap. You know, if it's turn 8, what the hell is the point? So I don't know. That's going to be one of those fun cards that people just screw with. Alright. Flame Juggler! Deal 1 damage to a random enemy, 2/3 for 2. I love this guy. I really do. I think he's going to be a lot of fun to play and to tempt RNG. Like, I think in Arena, I'm just taking this. Just, thank you. I needed that. In Constructed, I don't know. I guess some aggressive decks might want it, because it is a 2/3 for 2, which is not bad, and it shoots, I don't know. Again, most of these I'm talking out of my ass. All I know is that I really like him, and I'm gonna pick him in Arena and try to make it work. This guy is very similar, 3/2 for 2, combo deal 1 damage. For Rogue, I think that's pretty sweet. I think it gives Rogue a little bit more to do in the early game or the mid game. 1 damage is underrated, but 1 damage can do a lot, especially when your hero power already lets you deal 1 damage to something, you know? Warhorse Trainer! I was trying to finish a daily quest last night, and this guy popped out. Luckily, I was planning for Quartermaster, and I had taken out all but one of his Silverhand recruits, but he dropped this and traded with a guy that I didn't think could trade, and it was pretty devastating. I still won the game, but it put me on the back foot, and that was just with one guy. He has 1 Silverhand recruit that suddenly dealt 2 instead of 1, and and then I had to use resources to kill this thing immediately. Yeah, I had to use a charge on my True Silver Champion because I was also playing Paladin. I remember now. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'll try to slot these into my mid-range Paladin deck to try to bump it up so it's not just Quartermasters, but this following a muster, a battle mustard. Seems pretty good. Augermar Aspirant. Give your weapon +1 attack. It's just not good. It's just not good. It's really not. Like, it's awesome with Gorehowl because now Gorehowl will never run out. That's pretty cool. Other than that, the vast majority of the time he doesn't do anything because you don't have a weapon equipped. And any sort of Inspire that doesn't actually do anything sucks. So what's my rare? Fallen Hero. I think this is awesome for tempo. The ability to deal 2 with your Fire Blast is really sweet. Even if you only get to use it once, I still think it's really sweet. So it really costs 4. And if you can play it behind a taunt or something so it'll survive for a turn, it's even better. Maiden of the Lake makes your hero power cost 1. It's a powerful effect, and she's a 2/6 for 4, which is hard to deal with. But I don't know exactly what, other than the weird mage inspired combo deck, which we've seen in the Tavern Brawl, I don't know how much effect she'll actually have. That remains to be seen. I tried to think of one of my decks that I'd put her in, and I ended up going, So, like I say, it's a powerful effect. It just doesn't really have a home, other than the deck that they've pretty much built for us by having all the cool Inspire effects, Inspire and Hero Power effects in the Mage class. Brave Archer, she's another 2/1 for 1, and if you happen to empty your hand while she's out, she becomes insane for the Face Hunter deck. But other than that, I don't know, man. I mean, it does love its 2/1s for 1, so she might see play in Face Hunter just because of that, and maybe you'll get the extra value maybe you want. That seems good. Power Shot. Deal 2 damage to... yes, sir. That's sexy Jared. Look at him being sexy. Deal 2 damage to a minion and the minions next to it. I like this because poor Hunter. I say poor Hunter like they are really all that sad. But Hunter, if it starts to fall behind, it has a hard time getting caught back up. And this will help a lot with that. And this is another one that's I'm gonna try out on my mid-range Hunter deck to see how it shakes out. Shadowpan Rider becomes a 6/7 for 5. That's pretty freaking ridiculous. Yeah, that's insane. And in Rogue, where combo is pretty easy to do, seems good. Seems good. I want to play Rogue in Arena now and get 2 of these and giggle like an idiot. Freshman vendor have Carrot. Wild Walker, give a friendly beast +3 health. Well, he's a 4/4 for 4, which is fine. The friendly beast of +3 health, the first thing that came to mind was your Druid of the Claw in bear form. A 4/6 with taunt is now a 4/9 with taunt. And let's say you played your Druid of the Claw, they hit it but couldn't kill it. Now you've given it 3 health, so it's harder for them to deal with next turn. I really like this guy just for that. Other than that, I don't know. Like, if you're gonna play Druid of the Flame, is that what it's called? The one that's either a 2/5 or a 5/2? This will make it a 2/8, which is, I guess, killing Silverhand recruits forever. Or it's a 5/5, which is good, but you had to play it as a 5/2 and hope it survived a turn. And it's not. Surely it's not. Surely they're gonna kill it. So I don't know. Like, he sounds solid, but I don't know if there are enough beasts in Druid. They're trying to make Druid Beast a thing, but I don't know if it's gonna be a thing. If it is, this guy might see play. And if not, he definitely won't. So, I don't know. What's a rare? Lights Champion, Silence a Demon. This goes right up there with the Ice Rager. This is terrible. Like, it's so incredibly narrow. It's good against one class. And I don't even know if it's good against one class. What do you really want to silence? I guess you could silence their Imp Gang boss. Silence their Void Caller. That's actually really good. And he's exactly right to trade with a Void Caller. I mean, you could silence Mal'Ganis with it so that they don't get the buff. There's that. I don't know, man. He's just... I mean, a 4/3 for 3 is not anything to write home about because nobody... Like, mage decks don't play the Kirintor Mage that makes your next secret cost 0. And he's a 4/3 for 3. So, I don't know. It's just insanely too narrow to be good, I think. Ancestral Knowledge, draw 2 cards, overload 2 for 2 mana. I really like this because Shaman just doesn't have great card draw. And you say, well, that's not great card draw. Well, I know it's not great card draw, but this is late game card draw. This is card draw that you can top deck and go nice and cast and get 2 more cards and still have, 6, 7, 8 mana to cast things. That's pretty awesome. I don't think this is like turn 2 card draw. I think this you hold on to and cast, mulligan it away, cast it later. Murloc Knight, look at his little feet. It's from the flavored text. And Competitive Spirit, when your turn starts, give your minions +1/+1. I honestly don't know. Like, turn 4, Battle Mustard, Competitive Spirit, hope they survive. Turn 5, you got a bunch of 2/2s. I don't know, man. But, I mean, the ability to give all your dudes +1/+1 for, or essentially free the turn that it happens, seems good, but I'd have to see it in action. I'd have to see if it does anything. The same guy who played the Silverhand Recruits get +1/+0 played this, but when he played it, I said, you know what, it's launch day, I bet it's a Competitive Spirit, and I killed all but one of his dudes, so he got a +1/+1. I figured that because it was launch day, so I got nothing, man. I don't know. We'll have to see how it shakes out. The aggro Paladin decks are a thing right now, so... Alright, King's Elec. I loved this guy in the Tavern Brawl. Outside the Tavern Brawl, I don't know. He's aggressively costed, but again, in aggressive decks, you don't win jousts, usually. Like, your chances of winning jousts in super aggressive decks are just not good. So, I don't know, this is another one I'll throw into a mid-range Paladin deck and see, or not Paladin, Hunter deck, and see how it works out. Spellslinger! Yes! I wanted one of these to put in the Tempo Mage deck immediately. Immediately, and that's what I'm going to do immediately. Well, when I'm done with this. So, yeah. Giving each player a spell is fine because the Tempo Mage deck can capitalize on that probably more than your opponent, so I like it. Frigid Snowball, the 2/6 for 4 with spell damage 1. I don't know. He's fine. Sure, why not? He's cute. Effigy! Oh my god, I wanted one of these for the Tempo Mage deck too. Because I want, when they freak out and see my Flame Waker and kill it, I want another 3-drop. That's really it. When I play out my Thaurissan, I want them to go, ah! And kill it and give me another 5-drop. That's all I want. Thank you. I'll take it. Buccaneer, when you equip a whip and give it +1 attack. I think that's actually, it's not amazing, but it's good. And it gives pirates, or it gives Rogue one more pirate. Every time, I forgot who said this, but every time they print a pirate, the ship's cannon, which is really good, gets that much better. Plus, it turns your weapon into a 2/2 for as long as he's alive, which is pretty good. Hey! A shiny Undercity Valiant. I'll take it. Have a carrot. Power Word Glory. This is awful. I don't get it. You can't use this in a deck that has Alkanai Soul Priest. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. I don't know. I just, gaining just health for the sake of gaining health doesn't, and that's all it does. It's I don't think it's good. Spawn of Shadows, Inspire, deal 4 damage to each hero. They're trying to make Shadow Priest a thing, and if Shadow Priest becomes a thing, this is totally him, dude. This is sick. I don't know if it's any good. Like, if you're using your normal hero power, then sure, they're taking 4 and you're only taking 2, unless you're healing a dude, in which case you're both taking 4, but if that's the case, you've built the deck to be able to handle this better. And if you've got Soul Priest, then now you're dealing 6 every turn and taking 4. I don't know. Like I said, if the aggressive Shadow Priest thing becomes a thing, then he'll be in there, and if it doesn't, then he won't. Wrathguard, when this guy takes damage, also deal that amount to your hero. In the same Trollden video today, I saw someone play this or get it out of something, and the warrior had 32 armor and cast a shield slam. Rare! Power shot. Hey, I got 2 power shots. Nice, less crap I have to craft. Termit medic. It sucks. One power. Sure, the 8 is good, but just one attack is so bad, and restoring 2 health. I guess if you're having super bad problems with aggressive decks, you know, face hunters and whatnot, then go for it, but I don't know, man. Evil Heckler. It's Booty Bay Bodyguard for 1 cheaper, which everyone was talking about. Oh, it's power creep. I think they might be slightly mistaken as to what power creep actually means. Maybe I'm mistaken about what power creep actually means, but everyone keeps saying that the power level in this set is fine. Like, nothing is just miserably, stupidly overpowered that they can tell. And yet they complain about power creep because of this 1 card and the Ice Rager. And I don't think improving 2 cards that no one ever plays ever counts as power creep when the rest of your set is fair. But whatever. He's a 5/4 for 4 with taunt. He's fine. Whatever. What's my epic? Enter the Coliseum. As my Manapool co-host Mike said, whenever he plays cards like this in Magic, he always ends up regretting it and taking them out of the deck. I'm just saying. So I don't know. I guess if, I mean, with any card you can come up with a way that it's good. I guess the way to come up with this one being good is you play Dr. Boom, next turn you enter the Coliseum, and the bombs kill whatever of theirs stayed alive. I don't know, man. More mass removal nobody plays. Seems good. Oh, another legendary. Thunder Bluff Valiant. This guy is stupid good. because of this. Give your totems +2 attack. That includes the totem that you summoned with the Inspire to trigger this. So every totem you summon while this guy's out comes with +2 attack. Yeah, that stupid 1/1 Searing Totem looks a lot better when he's a 3/1, doesn't it? Hey, Tangent, I want that. I'll trade you. Damn it, Tangent. So yeah, I think this guy is going to be great for the Shaman mid-range deck. Just sick. This, and probably the Totem Golem. Yeah, just all of that. What's this? Tuskar Jouster. Reveal a minion. Oh, you joust and restore 7 health, and he's a 5/5 for 5. This is sick, y'all. This is stupid. This is amazing. And look at a turtle. Oh my god, look at a turtle. He's a happy little turtle. I think it's going to be really good no matter what, because it's already a 5/5 for 5. It's Lotheb in Paladin, and it's going to be better in some cases. You know, whenever you need the health and you get the health, it's going to be better than the NT Killbot because it leaves behind a 5/5, and it's going to be better than the Guardian of Kings because it costs 2 less for 1 less toughness. I don't know, because the health gain isn't automatic. I don't know. I'm still pretty sure that it being a 5/5 for 5 is what you play it for, and the health is gravy if you get it. What's legendary? Oh, and I got a Wilford Fizzlebang. So the thing that bothers me about Wilford Fizzlebang is, so again, naked power level, it's ridiculous. It's insane. Cards you draw from the Warlock Hero Power are free? Have you lost your mind? The problem is, that means you can't cast him until turn 8. Unless you have, like, a fencing coach. But I haven't opened a fencing coach yet, so I don't know. I don't even remember what rarity is. I thought he was common. Might be a rare. I don't know. But, I mean, sometimes you'll drop him on turn 8, you'll use your hero power, you'll draw a card, and it's Mal'Ganis, and then you win. But most of the time, it's like, oh, I got a free Mortal Coil. Yay! So I don't know, man. Like, raw power level, he's amazing, but I think in practice, I don't see it. Flamelands. I love that this exists, because dealing 8 damage to something, or having an 8/8 across the board, is just disheartening. It's awful when you're a mage, because you know you're going to have to use your Fireball and a Frostbolt, or a Flame Cannon, or you're going to have to use 2 spells to kill it. Or a dude and a Fireball and a hero power, and it's awful. So I like that this exists, mainly for Arena, because this essentially says just kill that thing over there. And that's it, really. I don't know if it's a good card. I'm just happy that it's there, you know? Rare. Burgle! Oh my god, Burgle. This is going to be the card that makes me start playing Rogue. I'm not going to lie. 2 random class cards from your opponent's class. It's better than Nefarian. Nefarian gives you 2 random spells, right? From their class. But this gives you 2 random cards. So class minions are by and large better than neutral minions. So even if you get minions, they're probably not bad. I'm not saying that this is like the end-all be-all, but this is the rogue equivalent of Thoughtsteal. And priests love Thoughtsteal, and rogues love to draw cards. So hey, I just think it's great. Plus, he looks like Hamburglar, and I miss the Hamburglar. Screw you, Mayor McCheese. Holy Champion. This is the Light Wielder's big brother, or sister, cousin. Cousin is gender neutral. We'll go with cousin. The thing I hate about Light Wielder is sometimes it just dies. Oh, it's only got 2 toughness. Pew pew. This one doesn't die so easily. So I think if there's a hole for it in decks that use Light Wielder, then this one can be that but better. If that happens or not, that remains to be seen. I got nothing. Argent Horse Rider. I think this guy's really good too. 2/1 Charge Divine Shield for 3. Yes, please. So it's essentially a removal spell. You know, 3 to do 2 damage, which isn't great. But then it makes them expend something to deal with it. They're either going to hero power or run another dude into it or something to get rid of it. I think it's pretty cool. I'm not sure if like the aggressive face type decks will be playing it. Probably, because it's not just something they can go pew and it's dead. like a Wolf Rider. So, I don't know. I like it just for all of those reasons. Rare. Oh, look at him and his turtle. Oh my god. All right. Kvaldir Raider. 5 mana for 4/4 with Inspire Game +2/+2. Floating Watcher for all the classes. Floating Watcher is insane in Arena, which means this is insane in Arena because everyone gets one. Clockwork Knight. I don't know about this guy. I mean, he is a 5/5 for 5, so that's a thing. Give a friendly mech +1/+1. I don't know if that matters. Like, I don't know if this is going to be some late game for Mech Mage to give Mech Mage a resurgence, because Mech Mage is like, aggro, 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 and if you stifle the aggro, it's like, fine then. So, it's possible that this will give Mech Mages a little more to do. I don't know. Seal of Champions. This is another one of those stupidly sick Paladin cards. +3 attack and Divine Shield, so it's Blessing of Might and Hand of Protection in one card. Yeah, sold. Take it. I love it. Lowly Squire. I think this guy is really cool. Definitely in Arena. He makes the turn 1 1-drop, turn 2 oh crap I have to hero power. He makes it not suck as bad. It still sucks, but nowhere. Why is it so dark? I just realized it's dark as balls in here. Sorry about that. Has it been dark the whole time? I apologize. I don't actually know if it'll be good in Arena. I don't know, but I think he's fine. I think he's fun. I think he's flavorful. And I think he's a great way to show off Inspire and what it can do. I got clobbered by like 5 and 6 power Lowly Squires in the stupid Tavern Brawl, so it's possible. Dragonhawk Rider, whatever, he's fine. He's not great, but he's not bad. You know, Inspire, Wind Fury, whatever. Fencing Coach, he's rare. There we go. This is going to be the guy that makes the Wilfred Fizzlebang and the Confessor Palatress or Paletress or whatever her name is, that makes them go. I think he's going to be really good for like tempo and value, even though he's a 2/2 for 3, which is not good. I think the tempo he buys you, it's essentially a free hero power. And who doesn't want a free hero power? So, especially if you're going to do something stupid with it, like make a free card, summon a random legendary, inspire a bunch of your dudes, whatever. I really like him, though. I can't wait to see what I can do with him. Coliseum Manager. This is awful. But the only use I have found for him that's not Magical Christmas Land is late game in Arena when you're in top deck mode. You draw this, you throw him down. Next turn, you hit something with it or hit your opponent and make him take damage. You know, run him into some 2 toughness guy they have. Inspire, bounce him to your hand, play him again because you're top decking. You probably have plenty of mana. Other than that, Terminative Tindy. Most of the time, he's dumb and dead and stupid, but then again, maybe not, because he is a 1-drop that stands in the way and trades with, as I found out, he trades with Huffer, and that just sucks when you go, Animal Companion, Huffer, oh god, there's a 1-drop in the way. So he might not be as terrible as people think, because you have to deal with him, unlike other 2 1s-for-1 that you can ignore, but then all the 1 toughness problems apply. Knife Juggler, Flame Juggler now, the hero powers that deal 1, that sort of thing. Hey, look, there he is. Oh. This is another one that I think is really sick for Arena, because gaining 1 health, he started to, I think if you can drop him and immediately use your hero power for something useful, then he's a 3/3 for 2, and you're probably going to use your hero power anyway, then he's fine. I think if you can drop him on turn 2 and he survives long enough for you to start buffing, I think he gets better. I still don't think he's, you know, he's not going to end the game or anything, but I think he's good for tempo for that sort of thing. Because if you get to use your hero power once, then suddenly that's a whole lot of things that no longer trade with him. Druid of the Saber, I think, is another really cool Druid card. He's either a 2/1 with charge or a 3/2 with stealth. And either way, that's going to be awesome for Druid, because Druid is really top heavy and doesn't have much of the really nifty stuff. Plus, more options is always better. So, yeah. Oh my god, Turtle, look at him. Bolster? I don't know, man. Like, he goes really well with the other warrior guy who has taunt that gives something else taunt. Other than that, who plays taunts in warrior? Like, give your Sludge Belcher +2/+2? You're Unstable Ghoul? You want the Unstable Ghoul to die. And Cut Purse. This is another one of those guys. I'm not sure if he's good, but he's fascinating. When he attacks a hero, you get a coin. Sure, he's just a 2/2 for 2, but if you get one face attack with him, you get a coin, and that 1 mana boost is huge tempo. So I really like this guy. Like I said, I don't know if he's good or not, but I love his design. Saboteur, your opponent's hero power costs 5 more next turn. This is a weird one, because there have been so many times where I'm like, okay, if I do this, it leaves my guy at 1 toughness, and the stupid mage will just shoot him. I don't know. I guess if Inspire decks become a problem, this becomes a counter. You know, it's a Lotheb for hero power. I don't know, man. This is going to be purely tech and purely meta dependent. Other than that, it's just kind of a dick move to your opponent for 1 turn, I guess. Whatever. Magnetar Alpha is a smaller warrior version of the Faux Reaper, whatever 1,000. 3,000, 9,000, 37,000, whatever. But the 3 ass means that he's essentially a burn spell. He's like an explosive shot you have to wait a turn for, because you're probably only going to get 1 hit. Unless your opponent's dumb and plays the Annoyotron next to the big 5 toughness dude that he wants to keep alive. Healing Wave. Everyone is raving about Healing Wave because look at all of this healing for Shaman, but that's all it is healing for Shaman. Like, I might throw one in my Malagos Shaman combo deck, maybe. Other than that, whatever. I'll just play anything else. So I don't quite get what all the rave is about, but then some decks play Holy Light and Healing, whatever the Druid one's called. So Shaman decks that want something like that, I guess it's got it now. Whatever. I don't think it's something to rave about, though. And a Golden Sideshow Spell Eater. Well, it's a lot of dust, I guess. It's, the 6/5 for 6 is okay. It's not bad. It's not great. But the Battle Cry, it's so random. Copy your opponent's hero power. Well, I don't know if I don't want my opponent's hero power. I can't play this? I don't know. It seems it's going to be one of those cute fun ones that I don't think is going to be useful, but it'll be cute and fun. It's totally cute and fun. I'm all for the cute and fun. Gadget Jouster. Now this guy is interesting because he could be a 2/3 for 1, or it could be a 1/2 for 1. I get the feeling that the risk of it just sucking, because this is terrible, but the 2/3 for 1 is good. But I don't know if the possibility of good is worth the definite terrible, you know? So I would say no. Oh look, another 1-drop. Oh look, another 2. What's going on here? Sparring Partner, that's his name. I really like this guy because he's a Sun Fury Protector that doesn't need 2 minions out to get maximum value. So he automatically protects your other dudes, and he gives someone else taunt to protect another thing you want to protect. So now there's 2 taunts in the way. Of course, if the thing you want to protect is the only other thing you have out, that's not good. He also says give a minion taunt, so it opens up the possibility of, like, as XL put it, Black Knight shenanigans. Because, well, that has taunt now, and it's dead. That's a thing. That's a possibility. So it also means anything that they have hiding behind a taunt you can make a taunt to pull it out into the open so you can kill it. That's important too. So it's got different uses, and it's an efficient creature by itself, so I like it. I think it's good. Epic. A Grand Crusader. Oh, yes. 5/5 for 6. Not great. Battlecry, add a random Paladin card to your hand. Have you seen some of the Paladin cards? Sure, sometimes you'll get Eye for an Eye, and sometimes you'll get Quartermaster, which if you're not a Paladin and you don't have the Silverhand Regent, it's kind of terrible. But Consecration, the weapons, the True Silver Champion, frickin' the Tuskar Jouster dude that I have like 3 or 4 of now, Guardian of Kings, Tyrion, Shielded Minibot. Yeah, I like him. I think this is awesome. I'm totally gonna throw that in any deck and go try to get awesome Paladin cards. Master Jouster. This guy is either a 5/6 for 6, which is okay. It's not great. It's not bad. Or it's a 5/6 Taunt Divine Shield for 6, which is a Sunwalker with +1/+1. Either way, I think he's actually decent. And I think he's probably going to be really good in Arena. Probably. Constructed, I don't see him making a difference anywhere, but Silent Knight, Stealth Divine Shield, 2/2 for 3. I don't think he's that good. The stealth makes it to where the only thing that can hurt him is AoE, but he's got Divine Shield, so AoE can't hurt him. But he's a 2/2 for 3. I don't know. Pit Fighter, 5/6 for 5. Nice and vanilla and boring, and something we didn't have, so cool. Now, all right, here we go. Last pack. Hope for something good. Come on, give it to me. Rare? Oh, lame. Okay. Name Infused sucks. Dragon Hog Rider's alright. King's Elect's pretty cool. Bolster's terrible. What's our final rare? Another Savage Combatant. So let's see. I got 230 extra dust from my extras. So that's pretty cool. Just go ahead and get rid of all that crap. And I guess we'll be done. I'm gonna sort through these, build a few decks, see what I've got, see how things look, and all that. So, like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to know as soon as new videos go up. If you want to help support what I do with the podcasting and the videos and all that, then feel free to check out the Patreon. Every little bit helps, and I really do appreciate it. And with that, I'm gonna go do some deck tweaking. So, thank you all so very much for watching, and go play some Hearthstone. There's new cards. No, my shot. Blam.
You concede, and I'll let you.
Oh.
Well played.
Mercy, Marhol Eldritch Dragon. He looks like Mr. Spock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Mr. Spock card right there. Indestructible Aura.
Just throwing up the horns, yeah.
Yeah. What is frickin' frack here?